It worked.
Shuck it, duck it. We got the great Charlie Brown. He's
hey,
there.
Julius.
We got the great Issa Jesus.
He looked like he French tonight with that shirt on. You know,
yeah, like he a French or Italian or something, a playboy in it.
French. He looked
I
French.
wonder if B know about that.
No, I was out to the farm. You gotta wear light stuff out to the farm, out in the sun.
Oh. You don't think that shirt makes you look a little bit?
See, I got the whole right here. See, I've been working.
Great.
I thought that was a design.
You look like a scarecrow. That's what that look like, that shirt.
Hey, Charlie, I thought that was a design on it, didn't it?
I think the shirt looked good to come over till he showed me like a scarecrow.
Yeah, that was a new fad you were starting. So what's going on, gentlemen?
Listen, as always, let me get it out the way. I don't know what happened to hello, boys and ladies. It's a pleasure to see you tonight. As always, we got a great show, some great topic. We need your input. And I want to holler at all my friends in California, New York, New Jersey, Detroit, Atlanta, Bibb County, Macon, Georgia, down in Florida. Y'all be careful. Ron DeSantis is running rapid. NBA players are giving him money, making him feel that he can shoot a hoop. So please share it with a friend. Call your friends and your relatives and tell them the Three Amigos are on now. Then the rest of it be with y'all a little later on. Thank you. Share, share, share.
Well, it's 4 of us. Sandra went to get her.
I'm right here.
I said
Charger.
Three Amigos now. The fourth one is now. The Three Amigos and for now and the late. Oh, there you go. Now it's no longer Amigo. It's the Folsom. Awesome Folsom. Hello, Sandra. How are you?
Hello. Hey, Bernard.
I think each time I look at you, you get young. I don't know what's the secret, but please send it back to Chatham County.
Hey, it's called peace.
That's right.
Peace.
Jesus.
Peace. Okay.
Jesus, how did you spend your birthday? Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I was on Run Tell That and the Rabble. That's how I spent my birthday.
Oh.
So that's what I was doing. We just wait till another time. We can then say it's the birthday, but we don't sweat it because we got to do what we got to do.
We got work. We got work to do.
That's right. So
Bernard,
I want to throw this out here, Mr. Charlie Brown. Just like when you came on, I'm gonna let you know something. I'm not in the lab. I'm in the back cave. And Julius Hall got this uncomfortable chair right. He got some stuff on here right now. This thing is uncomfortable.
Match the button back there. It'll do your neck.
The massage your neck.
Little button on your right side right there. Feel back there, and you'll see the adjustment.
My shoulder. Ain't no, what? I'll be like this. Okay.
Match the button.
Charlie Brown wants to let you know he right here getting these contraptions right here, and they ain't even comfortable.
I know, don't look comfortable.
Match the button.
And you know what making me uncomfortable?
Joe.
I'm gonna get on you, Bernard, in a
Joe.
minute.
Just
Julius Wayne.
tell him to go
Bernard,
home.
I'm gonna let you speak. Just say,
It's
I'm gonna
another
tell you
side,
something.
Mom.
Bernard, I want you to know you make red
Other
look good.
side.
First time I say that to
Right where your
anyone.
hand
All
is.
right?
I appreciate it.
In the back.
You make red
Right
look
in the
good,
back.
boy.
Hey, I appreciate it, Mr. Brown. Hey, man, Jamal, go home. You got your shirt wide open like he Rick James. Go home, man.
We told him he looked like he was French.
He giving off super sexy.
Look at him.
I'm just saying.
For
I'm
nothing.
good. I'm good. I'm loving the show today. Go.
How you doing,
Go for it.
Sonya?
Huh?
How you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
It has been. Shoot, I'm trying to settle in. I finally started unpacking boxes at the house. So.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Sandra, don't take a year to move in, okay?
Sir, I just moved on May the 30th, and then I had that whole month where I couldn't do anything at all.
August, right? That's 90 days almost.
Sir.
Tanya said we're all gonna fly there and do the show live from your house.
Sounds good. By then I have my whole office ambiance going on.
Julius, I can't make it. I'm a little bit under the weather. I can't make it
already. You under the weather already? You don't even know.
What date y'all scheduled to fly out?
You'll love Houston. You come out here, you will love it. You'll love Houston.
I think I'm coming down with something. I won't be able to make it. I just want to let y'all know. Thank you. Go ahead now.
Okay.
Let's get into
sponsor
these.
somebody. If you can't go, sponsor somebody.
No, Chuck, this is not a rerun.
What's up, Bonwell? All right,
hey, brother Bonwell.
We got some interesting stuff tonight. Very interesting. Y'all share out there in the world. But we got some very interesting stuff. First thing, I guess, it's a little fun. We're going to play around with a little fun. Our main topics come up a little bit later. We're going to show you this video of Tuna Tyler. And then y'all tell me what y'all think about Tuna Tyler. All right?
Okay.
Here's Tuna Tyler.
They call me Tuna Tyler. And I'm addicted to smelling tuna. But I also like placing it around my house.
Tyler and I are very close. I'm not just his mom, I feel like I'm his friend. I did not know that it would get this far. It became an obsession.
Jeez. I am single.
Tyler has made clear that he would like to be married.
Women would love guys that smell like tuna.
Well, who's first to get the tuna smell?
I didn't understand it, but when he was smelling tuna.
Tuna, he got open cans as fragrances around his house. He got open cans of tuna and sardines around his house.
Hey, he's selling the wrong thing. Let me stop.
Julius, this is a prime example of why you don't need to make the agenda any damn more. And I'm going to go ahead and take over this because you've gone totally off the rails. If you think that I'm going to use me or Jesus are going to use our perfectly good brain matter dealing with foolishness, I mean,
that's Tuna Tyler. Some girls might think it's sexy. He had a good-looking girl there with him that was a wifey prospect.
We got real things going on in the United States, and you're talking about the foolishness.
Tuna Tyler. That's Tuna Tyler, girl. Don't you discount Tuna Tyler. Jamal, what you say?
I can't believe that is real. I can't believe
Okay. I mean,
you know something. You know what's interesting? If he liked that smell, there are several young ladies he can sit in his car seat and keep the heat on that side, and he have that smell going real
That's
strong.
right.
You say what y'all want to say.
My point.
See, this is why it's so hard to date seriously in America these days, because everybody doing stuff for likes, because I think that was just something that he did, let me just put this out here, so that I can get as many likes, I can go viral, whatever. But
the man the man got a name. The man named Tuna Tyler. What you say, Bernard?
Hey, I agree with Mr. Brown.
You're right. If he want that,
hey, if he want to smell some tuna, all he had to do is take her upstairs.
woo, woo, woo.
But believe
I'm
that.
eating.
Come on now, Jamal. Y'all know y'all done had something in your time that probably basically smelling like tuna.
no, don't put Jamal in there.
I never experienced something like that.
Okay.
Don't
Hey, he
put Jamal
got
in
dressing
there.
like Rick
That's
James.
y'all with them nasty women.
Yes, that's right.
Jamal riding just like Rick James. You know good well you done had some tuna.
No. Don't put Jamal in that foolishness.
You know, I'm gonna tell you who he do look like a little bit. He does look like Prince a little bit. He does.
Prince.
I like the look, Jamal. I like the choke or whatever that is around your neck.
First of all, it's not a choker. It's just a simple chain. Stop it.
Just help me out. I'm doing the best I can.
Hey. No, that's a tuna
Right.
shirt. That's a tuna shirt.
Late. We got Hip Hop Turns 50, y'all. Hip Hop Turns 50. I'm gonna show y'all a video. This is one of my favorite guys here, DMX, because DMX was the realest of the realest, and everything he wrote, he died. Everything he wrote was from his life experience and what he felt from his heart.
Right.
And give y'all this video real quick.
The lyrics, the friends, the foes, the bins, the hoes. Why don't you just read it? I like the way you read it.
It comes and it goes. Jealousy, the envy, the phony, the friendly, the one that gave him the slugs, the one that put him in me, the snakes, the grass, too long to see, the lawnmower sitting right next to the tree.
So you write
Everything I say, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's you write all of your songs.
All of my lyrics. I wouldn't be able to call myself an artist if I didn't write.
Lord, give me a sign. I pulled some of those lyrics out.
To talk to you, Lord. Since the last time we talked, the walk has been hard. Now, I know you haven't left me, but I feel like I'm alone. I'm a big boy now, but I'm still not grown. I'm still going through it, pain and the hurt, soaking up trouble like rain in the dirt. And I know only I can stop the pain with just a mention of my Savior's name. In the name of Jesus, devil, I rebuke you for what I go through and trying to make me do what I used to. But all that stops right here. As long as the Lord's in my life, I will have no fear. I will know no pain from the light to the dark. I will know no shame, spit it right from the heart, because it's right from the start that you held me down and ain't nothing they can tell me now. Lord, give me a sign.
That
that was real rapping there, Charlie.
Yeah, that guy is like, in my opinion, like William Shakespeare or something like that, or Langston Hughes. This guy is good, man.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, some of the rap lyrics that he tie in, and the reason Dr. Phil couldn't do it because he don't have that in his palette. That's not in his palette because he's not that creative. If you cut his mustache off, Dr. Phil would be nothing but a mayonnaise sandwich, to be honest with you.
Well,
think about it.
I think that hip hop has. Do you guys think that hip hop has evolved to a place where it wasn't supposed to be? Because hip hop was a genre that was supposed to uplift us. It was supposed to empower us and, encourage us as a people. But somewhere along the line, it got hijacked, and now it doesn't do that for me. Like the old things, the old music still, like KRS-One, I can still listen to all the old, music that.
How about Curtis Blow, 100 Below?
I can still listen to all the old hip hop music and still feel that empowerment. Even Queen Latifah, and when the women started coming on the scene, but somewhere after NWA, and then they started making all the gangster rap, and then all you could hear in rap was the white narrative to what they felt like Black people were, people that were, overly criminalized. And that's what our music became, overly criminalized and sexualized, So how do you guys feel about that?
Okay, I want to respond, not just necessarily what you're saying. I think I'm responding to it became a category, like country music, like blues, like bluegrass. No one thought it would have turned into a category. They thought it was something that's going to last for a couple of years and gone. When people like Wonder Mike came out, Curtis Blow, like the granddaddy of rap music. He's one of us, a radio disc jockey. I'm saying it gives them a category that they complete with soul, country, blues, bluegrass, whatever, opera. I think y'all know where I'm coming from. It is a category, and when the first person won the Grammy, I don't know who it was right away, but that solidified them to be a category. I think it's a good thing because it's a Black expression. To me, it come from urban and come from not only urban, it come from the grassroots people. That's the way I see it. And I can remember Curtis Blow, 104 Below. Oh man, I used to rap, and they used to call me Flash, to be honest with you. I'll show y'all one of my moves. Now watch the move. Flash. I hurt my back again, Julius. Okay, but I was there, brothers.
What do you think, Jesus?
Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you that hip hop is a culture. Like hip hop, rap. And so my sister, Shonda, you are absolutely correct that we see the change with regards to hip hop, with regard to the music form we know as rap occurring in the 1990s. And that's when now we have these other people who, just like you put it out there, now giving images and other stuff like that. Hip hop is a culture. It's clothing. It is breakdancing. It is beatboxing. Is art. All that is part of hip hop, and that's why for me, just to share something now, and I'm glad Julius put this out there. People see me wearing Pumas. It's tied to that. It's tied to hip hop culture. Or somebody on Adidas. It's tied to hip hop culture. Or even someone saying the Air Force Ones. That again is tied to hip hop culture, and people not realizing that again. So some of us live it, and so now here you go. Have people think about when they think about rap. People often, this is why it trips me out about people. They talk about young people. I'm like, hip hop is us. Hip hoppers and that's why I'm glad you again did this, because I told people even last year, folks were saying this was the 50th anniversary. Hip hoppers are in their 70s. They're in their 70s. They're in their 70s. Some are even in their 80s. Some are in their 60s, 50s, 40s. That's what hip hop has been tied to. But people thinking like, oh, it's just young people. And so what has happened? Rap now comes along with Charlie throwing it out there. Rap comes along and it becomes something. It's just one piece of it. That again, from all the art that people used to do with regard to, some of y'all remember here in Savannah, people doing like, the art on the streets and other things like that. That's what it's about. It's urban culture. It's us. And that again, I should say not just urban culture, but it's our culture. And that is all of that right there. So that's why I said I still kick my Pumas. I still put my Pumas on. Because again, that suede and that hip hop is the reason why Pumas in particular, suede Pumas became popular. And that's why even today. And so you find people cross section from African Americans, Caucasians, Latinos, everybody. And so I'm absolutely down with hip hop. But then I also can look at it and say, we have gone far away when it comes down to the musical form. But we now are not uplifting us, because that was the power, and that's what they saw. They saw how hip hop could change the dynamics, but then they had to now go and sit all that negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now,
yeah. I'm gonna take it a little higher. Hip hop put not only black people itself on stage. Hip hop put the NBA. You remember hip hop went in the NBA. Hip hop went in the NFL. You didn't see these NFL players and these NBA players really expose themselves until hip hop got in there. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube and what's Snoop Dogg and Tupac and all of them. Hip hop brought a lot of stuff to light, and not the number one person that came in hip hop and was Iverson. The NBA, Iverson, the NBA changed for Iverson. Iverson didn't change for the NBA. He was the first person ever to wear cornrows and have his hip hop boys and long change, and so hip hop did a lot for the black culture and for a lot. You would never see ESPN with a lot of these black folks if it wasn't for hip hop.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, it changed, but it's still here, and the roots of everything. It started with that, and so now that's why you see so many black folks getting jobs in the NFL and all that. But yeah, they brought that culture in every way. That's what black folks do. That's what we do. You know, we can turn a apple into an orange. We can turn a banana into a fruitcake. That's what we do. We take over. Period.
But do you remember back when Allen Iverson first came out with his braids and everything?
Yeah.
How they were trying to demonize him. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, and they even, were trying to put in rules to make it, to prevent him from being able to play with his cornrows in his hair.
Right. I'm concurring with you guys, and it is a culture, but you have to realize there's a music genre was out there. The music world did not want to accept it what I'm saying, when it became a category, everything grew from that. Everything took place, happened from that. If they never would have recognized it, we would have still do it. But they decided they had no choice because the people was making the demand, because the people buy the music, and they had to make it a category. That's all I'm saying to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we get that, but has it been hijacked? Has our culture and hip hop in itself been hijacked the same way it was trying to be hijacked by the Beastie Boys back in the 90s? Hello, somebody who remembers?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Because they even got country rap now.
Yeah,
y'all know that.
It's been hijacked with a bunch of this gangster rap too, though. You know, the gangster rap is what these kids are listening to now, and you know, some of it is real good when you hear the beat, you know, but when you listen to the words, it's crazy. What you saying, Jamal?
Oh, I'm gonna add something. Bernard threw it out there, and what is interesting also, there's another component of hip hop that was there. Obviously, not threw some stuff out there, but then the other one was, y'all remember in the NBA in particular, wearing gold chains. You had players that wore gold chains, and then the NBA first they shut that part down. But you know, you Daryl Dawkins, all the wearing gold chains. They playing on the courts with gold chains.
With gold chains.
Then it was the harder time of the NBA when it was like, you know, when it was that Russell and Tussle, you know, NBA. So so and then bam, they shut it down. And so then but see, hip hop still continues. And so then now it's like right there in their face. So that was I'm like Bernard said, I'm like, because you remember our folks were wearing gold chains and playing on them courts.
Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, Darren Dawkins.
Chocolate Thunder.
The third person that ever came out of high school to play in the NBA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, next subject is COVID is back. I was walking out the door the other day, and then
did you see COVID?
Yeah, and I saw it.
Yeah.
Hey, I ran the other way.
You seen RG?
Yeah, RG seen. But y'all see his comment, right? Hey, y'all saw his comment. Hey, where's his comment at? RG. He tell me he late. He ain't late. He downtown with a guest from New Orleans who is partnering with Savannah nonprofits to address gun violence. Well, y'all should put him on the show.
Exactly.
What y'all doing downtown? Hey, they don't drink you. No, bring him on the show.
You know, let's just call a spade, RG. If you're just gonna be absent from the show, just be absent and be quiet.
Touchdown. Say it again. Say it again.
Be absent and be quiet, but don't send nonsense because people like me will call you out. Okay, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. Not really, but we know it's BS.
Hey, Jim, I know that Charlie Brown keep me up in comments. I got to tell him to put Charlie second because the viewing audience might get a little bit puzzled, although his picture be beside it. He needs to put Charles the second or something like that on it because he confused me. I thought I was saying something.
No, everybody know you can't type. You can't even get on the show without your wife. You know what? Am I shooting everybody?
No.
Girl, you back.
No. What you did is to prove self-hate. And that's what we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Our biggest problem is we try to put out each other too much. You know what you should compliment me on? You know what you should compliment me on? I'm damn near 75 and I'm still trying to give input and inform people.
We know.
But not you. But you wanted to try to embarrass me.
No.
Nobody trying to embarrass
Nobody trying to embarrass you.
Shut up.
We just said we know that you can't type. What's up, Charlie? What's up, Charlie?
He got
my father means something. It means business about a lot of things. But at the other time, a lot of people don't understand him. But when it comes to me, his son, I might say something on the mic on the typing side of it because I'm going to say something because I'm being real. In other words, my father is 70-something years old. But remember, he's the oldest one around in this adult group right here, right? So
Thank you, Charlie.
He had plenty enough wisdom to run things by y'all.
Hey,
sometimes
and
y'all might not
hold on. We cannot let you take over the show and talk like your daddy talk because you don't know when
that's
to be
it. That's no Browns. Yeah. That's no Browns.
So you say your piece and move on now.
That's good, son. That's good, son. Thank you, son.
I'm just being Charlie. I'm just being the second.
Sonia. See, Sonia, you started this whole mess.
No, I just pointed out the fact that we all know that it's not you.
No, Julian can tell you. I can type a little bit, but by the time the show will be off the air before I get something on there.
Exactly. By the time you get the in there, we'll be done.
But anyway, the subject is COVID effect. And I was about to tell y'all about COVID. Okay. You can't talk crazy about it, because they get crazy when you start talking about COVID. Now, so we're just gonna talk generally about it. And because I know 2 people in my family that got it right now, and they had it before, and he called and told me that he had it now. So I tested myself yesterday, and I am proud to let you all know that this is my test results. Y'all see? That C stands for clear. That C stands for clean. That C stands for.
I didn't know that.
You ain't pregnant. You got one line.
That's what it takes. One line. But y'all test yourself so you can not spread it around. Because Robert gonna tell us today, talking about he been down. But why you out there?
I know it. Yeah.
Just don't come around me with it because I don't want to be involved in that. That's something I know I can't do, so I don't want it, okay? And thank you, Miss Sandra. I appreciate putting things in light for me because I know I will attack you every opportunity I get from now on.
You're so vindictive and soft-skinned and thin skin.
To be so big, he's so soft. You
I'm not soft. I'm not soft. I'm spongy, baby.
Hey,
okay.
He got a new name. We're gonna call him Tissue. Tissue. Bathroom tissue.
Yeah, come on, Tissue. But you know what?
1 ply, 2 ply.
The thing is that COVID never went away.
Right.
But the government stopped talking about it every day on TV. And just because the government stopped talking about it every day on TV and they said, okay, well, we don't even want to report it through the CDC anymore, that didn't mean it went away because all of the nurses will tell you and all the doctors and people that still work in healthcare, they will tell you that COVID is still well and alive. Just the same way the flu is.
They had the herd immunity, and they figured that it was enough done to clear the air now, clear the path for everybody to go back to doing what they needed to do because it was damaging the economy, I guess. So, like you said, it never went away.
No, Dr. Fauci said once it reached that plateau, the herd community, whatever you want to call it, but it was there all a while. It didn't really ever go nowhere. The numbers was down because you remember they said if it went hard enough, it will slow it down. And the summer was coming on, and that's what's happening. The fall will be back, and you will see it's not going nowhere. It's going to be just different versions of it, but it all still going to be covert.
Yeah. I mean, people have been still dying. They just not reporting all the deaths. I mean, so.
Yeah, I just don't want to take another shot,
I'm going to take every time they have any type of, I'm going to take my booster the same way I go and take my flu shot every year, because Julius, you are in that age range where you should be taking your flu immunity every year, sir.
36?
Boy, please. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Don't they tell me in the Charlie?
That's right.
We can flip it around, but you in that age range where you need to be just a little bit more cautious of things like shingles and the flu and
Julius is only 39. He was just kidding about 36.
Yeah, 30.
Because the 6 and the 9 is alike.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lieutenant Governor of New Jersey, Sheila Oliver, she died, and we want to say goodbye to Sheila.
Wow.
Black Lieutenant Governor, state of New Jersey, and we just want to give our condolences to Sheila and her family. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know she was black.
Go ahead, Jesus.
But again, when they initially put the information out there, it still appears that no one knows what, or has there been some update as to why, what happened? Or was it, was it illness? Was it something else that caused her to pass away? So that's what I've been curious about as to what was the cause of her passing away.
She's 71.
Well, that's young.
I mean,
but that got to do with
it. Charlie's 72.
Yeah.
Old age.
Yeah.
God only promised us 70.
Yeah.
That's scary because y'all say old age 71, and I'm getting up there. I mean,
huh?
What you say, Bernard?
I said, Sonya Jesus now.
No.
She need to get back on this air if she gonna be talking.
I know it. I know
it.
With a halter top on.
I hadn't seen that look.
I mean, that's a long life. That's a lot of stuff.
All right.
Bernard, Joey, before we move any further, Bernard, what you call a halter top? I hadn't seen that look since 1971.
I know it. That's the hip hop look.
What?
With that halter top you got.
That halter top. They don't wear that no more, do they?
Shoot, y'all should see what I wear in my off time. But anyway,
I wanted to show y'all my new heroes. These guys are my new heroes. You got some Nigerian stowaways survive a 14-day trip across the Atlantic on a ship's rudder.
Wow, that's determination.
They drunk ocean water. These guys are my new heroes. Look at that. They landed in Brazil. And look what they were on. That's the rudder.
Wow. But the sad thing about it is you see how they giving them water? If they would have landed right here on Houston, in the port of Houston, they wouldn't have got no damn water, and they would have been pushed back on that rudder.
Hot Wheels want to see them make sure that happens.
Right.
Well, they should have talked to those white folks in that Titanic. Maybe they would have still lived.
But the people in Brazil saw them as humans and not as stowaways in a boat or anything. They saw them as humans and extended water. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
But these people over in Texas, they're pro-life and they're Christians. Oh, okay. Let that sink in.
Yeah. There's some weird things happening in Texas. I've been watching y'all real closely. And I don't know how long you're gonna be able to take it. Every time I see something like that, I say, I hope my girl all right.
Child, please. I just stay in my house.
Okay. We gonna get to our first commercial. So y'all can take them little breaks y'all been taking all day. Bernard gonna cuss all y'all last out after a while. Anyway.
Ooh,
take a video, a commercial break or two. All right, we back. We gonna get to our main topics right now. Our main topics. We're happy that we're on this new platform where we got over 400 viewers right now. That's awesome.
Yeah, because we on what? Oh, name the ones you said. Yeah. You told me all the different ones. Bernard, you help me out. What's the name? Because I'm antiquated.
No. Like I said, when I said earlier, okay, we getting a lot of views now. So that's why, if you on, stay on. You know what I'm saying? We representing our black media, and we should represent it in the right way. We should be popping in and popping out, and let's be professional about it. That's my only thing about it. You know what I'm saying? It may be a miss or hit. You never know. You don't know who's watching. You know what I'm saying? And we may be in a position where we ain't got to pay no bills no more.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So let's see what's happening. Our first subject of the night, and it's kind of dismayed me a little bit, and this is it here. The Orlando Magic, the NBA Orlando Magic is the first team they think ever to give to a presidential candidate $50,000 to Ron DeSantis. What does that say to the African American community about the Orlando Magic? I guess.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Ron DeSantis is anti-everything black, anti-everything anything.
You're absolutely right.
The second coming of Trump, just a little bit milder. And a little bit scared. The only thing about Trump is not scared until now, and we'll talk about him in a few minutes. But but Ron DeSantis getting money for the NBA. What you say, Bernard?
I think what the Orlando Magic owned by the white people. They don't own it. So and people don't realize Shaq owned probably 1% of the Orlando Magic. When he was playing for them, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you he'll pull out in the next couple weeks. He'll sell it by the next couple weeks. You know what? I'm not surprised. And one of the reasons why is because there's a lot of owners probably want to give to him, and the reason why they don't give to him because they got a lot of black folks that's playing for them. The NBA is totally different than what it used to be, and that started with LeBron James. He speak out, and if I was done, to be honest, if I was the people, black people in general, I won't even go to their games no more. I mean, this guy is a gutless individual, trying to start a race war. At the end of the day, they got 12, 13 people that's running for president in the Republican side. They're reaching, and all of them at the end of the day is hypocrite. If Trump is still leading, and he got all the legal issues he got, y'all got a problem.
Yeah,
y'all got a problem. this presidential race is for Biden to lose. It's for him to lose, not it's for him to lose. And that's how I feel about it. You know, gutless.
Go ahead, son.
Well, the divorce family, ever since the father died, there was a company that bought the Orlando Magic, but still the divorce family is still heavily involved with the Orlando Magic. So as a company, this investment company brought the Orlando Magic. But I would say as players, you know, I'm sure that they have over 50% of their players are African American, you know, for that team. And the players union should come out against them, even though it is not against the rules. Like with a nonprofit, it would be against the rules for them to give to any one candidate or whatever like that. But it's just poor in taste with all of the things that DeSantis is doing, you know, down there in Florida to start, you know, culture wars. You know, I mean, even going so far as to change the way middle schoolers see slavery, you know, and I think that's one of our topics tonight, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Yeah. But you know, he is a disgusting man, you know, and I think that he's more dangerous than Trump because Trump is not smart. Trump just has a lot of people around him. But this man, he's been to college. So he knows how to play the game, and then he knows how to say things the correct way, you know. So he's even more dangerous than Trump to me.
Thank you. What you dealing with is you dealing with got a Harvard in the front of his name. And what he is doing, not only he's using his intellect, he is playing the audience. His crowd. He wants to send that message too. He is against Disney and what Disney is doing and some of the policies. Orlando is in Disney World. So he wants those people. I assume Orlando's going to pick up a lot of, I guess, his type people who like what Ron DeSantis are doing and shoving at people. And it's going to backfire and hurt them. The NBA should step in because it's going to create some problems. I'm a little concerned because y'all know exactly what he's trying to manipulate. And that's what he's trying to do.
Well,
but he can't win, though. I mean, he's lost more than 30% of his staff at this point. He's 37 points down. I mean, the only way that he could actually win is if something was to really happen to Trump. Trump can be behind bars and still win the presidency.
Right, son. The only thing I'm saying is not necessarily him being president. He's getting his message out. See, y'all missing the point. It's about his message. He have been allowed to have a platform to get it out. And that's what he's doing. He is utilizing that to get the Trump supporter and people of that kind, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all that crowd of people behind him. That's what I'm saying, to get his message out.
Well, we're going to talk about Trump in a minute because I want to talk
Come
about...
on, say something, Joe.
Go ahead, Jesus.
Go ahead.
Well, there's 2 points I want to bring up. The first point is this. There are shows on this platform, and one of them is called Ebony Sports Reporters, And this is crossing over to the boundaries of Ebony Sports Reporters, because Ebony Sports Reporters has a topic that they're going to discuss about Larry Nance, who's made a comment with regard to this. But Julius Hall is stealing stuff from Ebony Sports Reporters. And also, Julius Hall has gone and stole stuff with regards to another topic. That's the last topic that you have on here. So I want to let people know Ebony Sports Reporters are not happy with regard to what's happening on the Rabble, but that's fine. This is a free country. You have free choice. You can do what you want to do. So the second point is this right here. Guess what? This is not the first time this has happened. It's not just what the Orlando Magic, but you've seen NBA owners previously. You've seen NFL owners. You've seen Major League Baseball owners. You've seen all major sports owners have contributed to campaigns for Ronald Reagan, the Bushes, along with regards to Donald Trump. They have been supporting these people all the time. That has always been out there. And so they will continue to do that because, again, they are not us. Well, we're not getting these positions to not become owners. And I'm talking about substantial, major factor owners, not just with regard to getting a player in, but also determining what is going to be the philosophy of these companies, which are sports entertainment. That's what we really control. That's the real power right there. It's not just having a figurehead like Magic Johnson. But then again, Magic, some people say, hey, I'm like, how much will they be able to do with regard to really making changes for our people and politically with regard to this? Because this is not the first time, and it's going to continue until we start to realize that something Bernard has said that is absolutely correct. That it's just like people saying boycott not going to Florida. Folks now need to go and say, hey, listen, we need to boycott and not go and support the Orlando Magic, even when we come to our cities. When they come to Houston, when they go to LA, when they go to Atlanta, say we are going to boycott their games. So then that way, that's what now you hit them in their pockets. That will bring about change.
Economic.
So that's why I'm just throwing it out there. So we need to be addressing that because they have historically, and they're going to continue. They support the governor in Alabama, the governor in Texas. They support the governor. So again, monies are coming from these people in these states that again support people who go against our best interests. And so what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to go finish up our topics that we have, because I have topics I saw from last week for Ebony Sports Reporters. And so thank you, Julius Hall.
Well, you do know that they cover the same subject on a bunch of shows. If you just watch a little bit of TV, they cover on all types of shows. We can't just talk about it on the Rabble and leave it alone. We got to talk about it on the Rabble. We got to talk about it on Run Tell That. We got to talk about it on Ebony Sports Report. Anywhere that we get a platform that we can talk to people, we need to talk, because it's not the same audience everywhere talking to the same people. So,
well, what happens is that some of it is exclusive. That's why they go and say exclusive. That means that it is all by us. So I'm just going to share. But I'm going to leave that alone. So we're going to say, God bless y'all. We might come back in if I'm finished, because we have an associate producer who now says she got to have the stuff right now, even though you have breaking news that happened even after midnight. But
the only thing I like to say about what Julius have done is that he have hurt football, NFL, to drop off this season, because he shouldn't be wearing that jersey. He don't even look like a football player. I don't know what he looked like. And number 5, name me one person who number 5, Julius Hall.
Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia for the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, I never heard.
Julius. Hey, let me take up for Julius right now. Let me tell you something, Mr. Brown. That boy right there sitting in that corner was a hell of a quarterback. Y'all don't get it twisted now. Hey, he was a hell of a quarterback, basketball player. Hey, trust me. So, Mr. Brown, you about 6'8" and you rolled the bench for 4 years. Jamal, and Jamal, you never played sports. Okay, that's why you're looking like Rick James now. You know what I'm saying? And Sonya, you my girl. Go ahead now.
First of all, I did play sports. Played basketball. I played softball, because they wouldn't let us play baseball. But I played softball. But I played basketball and I played volleyball.
Was you a cheerleader? Was you a cheerleader?
No, I didn't have time for them heifers. But I played sports though. Thank you.
Well, you got on their shirt.
Hmm?
Well, I want to say you played tennis. Oh, I played tennis. Yeah, but
I'm in the Hall of Fame at Jenkins. I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Is Jenkins a school?
They do put the water boy in the Hall of Fame.
Do they have this hall? Do they have this hall that they call the Hall of Fame? You know, I mean, it's probably that's probably a genuine hall. You know, my son went to Jenkins, and they probably just have a hall like that they call Fame.
Yeah,
you know, the Fame. His name is in it.
Mr. Brown got a bench in his garage.
I'll be perfectly honest. Tonight, I have to compliment you guys. You have put me in my place. And I did spend 4 years on the bench. And one game, I thought the coach was going to let me in. I assume. He said, Brown, come here. I grabbed my helmet, and he said, no, you don't need that. I looked at him. He said, all I want you to do is get me some towels. And I said, yes, sir. So, Bernard, I want to thank you for letting the viewing audience share that. Sonia, I want to thank you for letting them know I couldn't type a lick. So, you know, I'm going to be leaving the show early tonight.
Don't leave.
My wife, she's still feeling kind of bad and putting a lot of stress. And you prove a point. If I knew how to do this, I wouldn't leave. And I do need her. So it's one of them things. Jamal, go ahead while you at it. Go ahead and jump on me.
I'm going to throw this out real quick. Jenkins played Savannah High at Savannah State Stadium, Tiger Stadium. And what happened? Killer Callaway fumbled the ball, and it was Jamal Toure who recovered the football, who then allowed that recovery of the football, allowed Ronald Wilson to not score, and guess what? Jenkins beat Savannah High. Yep. It's in the newspaper.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Who was that?
Wait a minute. You look like Prince. You look like Michael Jackson with that shirt on. You playing, and I didn't? I'm hurting.
He got the fumble recovery, Bernard, but he was standing there, and the coach said, "Follow the ball, follow the ball." He looked around like, "Follow the ball." He looked around, so he looked down, and he fell on the ball.
Lord. And that's why I throw Ronald Wilson across the fence that next day.
The next game,
Listen, you guys, I'm finna get out of here, but
bye, Charlie.
Thank you for letting me share my input tonight, and please, viewing audience, share. You got a group of talented people on there, and they tell it the way it is, and I appreciate it. Again, I'll see you guys next week, and thank you guys for making me a part of this. Y'all guys have a great night, and thank you again.
Before you go, Mr. Brown, before you go, I just wanted to let you know that you're leaving before our last video. That ain't to the end. That's about 30 minutes away, though. You leaving before our last video with your namesake, Stephen A. Smith. He's just like you, loudmouth. And so all of us got to get you tonight. See, all of us got to get you.
Well, when you say loudmouth, it's very good. And I'm telling you, when I'm no longer around for you and Sonia and Bernard to kick me around, but that's okay. You know, what goes around, come around. Because one day, you guys will soon be 75 years old, too. And I want you to know that.
We love
y'all guys have a great night. God bless you. Please share. This is a great show. We love y'all viewing audience. Please share. Honey, you can come get it now. They run me off. Bernard embarrassed. So I'm 6'8", and I rode the bench the whole while.
Well, and we love you.
Hey, Bernard, Rufus told Charlie he killed Michael Jackson. He killed Tupac. He killed Tupac.
He killed Tupac, yeah. Hey, they ain't found the killer yet. I guess it's Mr. Brown there.
Yeah, so we Mr. Brown's gonna get out of here, and we're gonna go to a real quick commercial and come right back with the joke of the week. We'll be right back with the joke of the week after the next commercial. We'll be right back with the joke of the week.
Arguing a point considering whether we will have the Salvation Army place a structure on land that should be set aside because of what happened there. It should be as important for us to set aside this land as any land that's been set aside on earth as a result of human suffering and man's inhumanity to man. No one would consider building anything on Auschwitz or Dachau. No one would consider building anything at Ground Zero.
Okay, and then there was 3. I don't know where Jamal went at. You know, they don't know they left it to some capable hands. Appreciate Mr. Brown for coming out and staying.
I'm doing Ebony Sports Reporters right now.
Oh, I forgot you still got to do Ebony Sports Reporters agenda for tomorrow. We're back on DeSantis because his campaign is imploding, and Sandra talked about it earlier, where he has lost what, Sandra? He was at 37%. Oh, okay.
He's lost 30% of his staff. Mm-hmm. You know, they said that he's running out of money fast, and you know, when donors hear things like that, they're not going to keep giving to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's been just kind of getting from the big donors, but now that they see him so far down in the polls, you know, they're not going to keep giving to him. Mm-hmm. So
they said that Tim Scott was rising in the polls. Bernard said he's in second place now.
I doubt that. I was looking at something the other day and said that he only had like 3%.
Right. And I was wondering how is he in second place? He only had 3%.
Ron DeSantis is at like, I think about 20-some%, you know, but Mickey Haley, all of them, none of them are doing well. And I don't understand.
So Bernard, I guess we were just living a dream the last 40, 50 years because, you know, Trump brought these people out, brought the real true people out who's showing that they support these guys like Trump and DeSantis and the Republican Party with their racist ways. Mm-hmm. So we were just living a dream. They were all faking until somebody had the balls to step up and be bold like Trump, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, what, 74 million people voted for Trump? 74 million. So you think were they 74 white millions? It had to been some of us in there.
Let me tell y'all something.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna tell you something. I talked to a lot of black men over here in Texas, and a lot of black men buy into a lot of the things that the Republican Party has to sell, even though, you know, and it's funny to me because I'm like, isn't this like voting for your own demise? If you hear somebody saying that all this group is a bunch of terrorists and they're this and they're that, you know, but you'll vote for them anyway, just because, you know, they might not be into, what is it called? Flacking? Is it called flacking, Julius? It's something to do with oil and gas. Mm-hmm. But, well, he's not going to raise my taxes. Well, he's going to empower people to not even give you a job. So tell me how this works out for you. You know, if they roll back all of the civil rights protections, you know, and you have no protection under the Constitution for your job. And I know that y'all remember back in the day when I was working back in the early 80s when people could still call you the N-word on your job. And you couldn't go to no HR and say, well, you know, he called me the N-word. You could go to HR, but you was going to be the one fired because they were going to figure out a way to get you up out of there. And they didn't have to figure out a way because it was a right to work state, you know. So if they roll back all of these rights that we have, why are you voting for people that would support stuff like this? But Black men are doing this. And they're even quoting, they have the talking points of a lot of these Republicans.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bernard.
I don't think the black men's, I don't think most black men's basically with the Republican Party. I think the black men's, some of them agree with the dummy Donald Trump, because most of his friends before he was the president, most of his friends basically was black, you know. And at the end of the day, if you go back history, black folks used to be Republican. Most of them voted for Ronald Reagan, you know. So I think, you know, like I said again, Biden is up to him to lose it. I don't think people crazy enough. Well, they may be crazy enough to even put this man, but this man got so much stuff going. The last thing he want to be right now is the president of the United States. The first thing he need to do is he don't want to be a number, because his butt about to come a number. It ain't gonna be his number gonna be 3, 4, 5, 8, 10.
But he's trying to get into office only to stop everything that's coming at him. That's all. He could give a care about the American people. You know, the American people right now, not the American people, but the people that's given to his campaign right now is really given to his law fund. You know, because they just paid over, I think they said the other day, $40 million towards his legal fees.
Yeah.
40 million.
Yeah.
You know,
so let me ask you this. Just say, I'm just throwing it out there. Just say Donald Trump win the president. Did he become president of the United States? And then he got all this behind him. So what would happen? What would happen? It would stop him from going to prison until he get out, or what? Basically.
It would stop the whole thing, because he would he could shut all of this stuff down at the federal level, and then they could say, well, we have never indicted or taken a sitting president to court. So anything that's sitting at the state level would have to wait, you know. So he would at least have protection for 4 years from any state things, and he could just shut everything down that's going on the federal level. He could just say, I want all of that stuff tore up, burnt, and you will never hear about it again, you know.
Yeah. But you know what he did when he was president? You know, he appointed himself, him and his kids. So that's one thing he got in his pocket before he left.
He didn't do that. They told him, they said, well, you should, but how can you, what is it called? No, you can't pardon yourself if you hadn't been convicted of anything.
Yeah. But they use that just in case something like this come up. Trust me, these white folks, man, I'm telling you right now, they ain't gonna come out and tell you. Believe me, those some crucial evil folks.
It ain't just white folks.
I mean, not just. I'm just saying. I'm saying the white folk because he white. I'm just saying that. You know.
Tim Scott and Clarence Thomas and the rest of them with him also. So it's the Republicans, and they have an agenda.
Hey,
Like
I say, white folks, Clarence Harlan, Jim Talkin, Van Johnson. Like I say, white folks now.
Well,
don't look like you'll say ain't for us now. So
and if any of them had an ounce of ethical honesty, in their bodies, they would call it as it is, and they would be marching to the Congress rooms or the highest court in the land, saying we need to. This is not president. This is not. This has never happened before, but we need to put something in place to keep it from ever happening. And no, we've never had somebody running for the presidency after having more than, I think he's up to 50 indictments?
Close to it. Yeah.
50 felony counts against him, and we've never had this before.
And they still vote for him. The thing is, they still voting for him.
Exactly.
The outrage should
be about. Could be on the ballot.
Yeah, the outrage is that
his name could be on the ballot.
Yeah, the outrage should be that he is still rising in the polls, that they're still supporting him, and that's what the outrage should be.
Yes.
We got to channel our energy into looking at what we can do to stop it, and what bringing information is the only way now, and advocating for whoever is running against him. I know everybody's saying that we got to be able to see who's coming out of the Democratic side also, and we can't kill ourselves just because we don't like somebody in the Democratic Party. We got to be able to say who's going to be the worst, of the two evils. Is it Donald Trump? We already know what he's going to do. He's going to hang us, So we got to be able to say that we're going to advocate for the right candidate in those presidential races, in all races, really, for people who care about who seem to care, or at least show that they care, or say that they care. Now, Trump ain't gonna show you nothing. They ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna show you anything. So, it's that way.
And did y'all see how all of this stuff is impacting even our credit rating? And our credit rating impacts everybody in the United States that does anything. So here it is. We've been in an imbalance for all of these years, and especially we were in turmoil when he was in office. And then after he left office, here's Congress not wanting to, they don't want to move. They don't want to do things. Now they have pulled our credit rating. So now instead of us being a triple A, we're like a double A plus. So we went down. The dollar value has gone down, So that means something.
We are the laughing stock in this world.
Yes.
We are. Period.
Yes.
That's why these countries do whatever they want to do. They not afraid of America no more. Period.
Nope.
They say we weak and they like, y'all clean up your house for y'all try to come over here and clean up somebody else's house. Y'all got a man done did so much in it, and he gonna be the next president of the United States. Y'all trying to tell us what to do, man, please. And then we taking all our money to fight a war that's not our war. And every time Ukraine knock on the door, Biden want to give them $50 and $60 something $million. Man, please, we're gonna be broke. But in about 5 years, we're gonna be bankrupts.
Yep. And then we got, they're bringing people in from, all those people that they brought in from Afghanistan a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They're bringing in Ukrainian immigrants and stuff like that into here. They're housing these people and giving these people money, but yet we still have homeless situations. In every major city in the United States, we have situations where children are going to sleep hungry, but yet we are still helping others. And I'm not against helping others, but I'm going to feed my children first before I go to, giving out handouts to other people. Yeah. And as long as we have these major things where we're just moving around homeless people just so that we don't have to see them, that's a problem for me, Yeah.
Well, we we just got to watch it. We got to see what's happening, and we got to stay woke. They're against people being woke. They want you to be asleep because that's where they can do everything to you once you sleep. But before we get on to the idiot president, the idiot ex-president who's been charged again, we're gonna do our joke of the week. So here's our joke of the week, people.
So you had this Sunday school teacher that been teaching her class all week long about Jesus Christ, and today was the day that she took them in front of the rest of the church to show them what they learned. Now, they did get a new student. His name was Tyrone. He came and joined the Sunday school class yesterday, but the teacher said she's just going to let him sit in the back and watch the rest of the kids since he hasn't been here all week. Now, they got in front of the church, got on stage. She said, "Can anybody tell me where does Jesus live?" Stephen raised his hand. She said, "Stephen?" He said, "In heaven." The whole church started clapping. Ashley raised her hand. She said, "Ashley?" She said, "In my heart." The whole church said, "Oh," and they started clapping. Stop. Nobody else raised their hand. The teacher said, "Can anybody else tell me where does Jesus live?" Nobody raised their hand. Finally, Tyrone raised his hand. Teacher kind of hesitated a little bit. She said, "Tyrone?" He said, "In my bathroom." Everybody was looking confused. The teacher said, "Did you say in my bathroom?" He said, "Yeah, because every morning my dad be banging on the door saying, 'Jesus Christ, you still in there?'"
That's cute.
Big Duke, we'll be bringing Big Duke to you with his, because he has some hilarious stuff. And we'll be bringing Big Duke to you hopefully once a week until Sean comes back. We're gonna send our condolences out to Sean. His father passed, and we want to just tell you we love you, brother. And if you need anything, just give us a call. We'll be calling you after the show anyway. So just keep him in your prayers.
Yeah. How many minutes we got?
About 35, 40. I
got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, and this is segueing into what you're about to talk about, how do you feel about what Dr. Umar is saying, to where he's telling Black people to not vote in the next election?
I don't agree with that, because not voting brings on, I love Dr. Umar. He's very smart. And, I got him here on the phone. Speed, I can call him right now. But I don't agree with that. I think that we fought too hard and too many people died for you not to vote. You can show your aggravation, your dismay. You can show all those things through your disappointment. You can show those things through your advocacy. I don't believe in not voting. If you have a chance to vote, vote. What he should be doing is saying we all need to come together to vote, not to. Don't give a person a reason to be lazy. Don't give a person a reason to put the knee on their own neck. Vote. That's your right. Vote. Not voting is going to put Donald Trump in there. And then I see what he's saying, but Donald Trump coming in there. Then you got the war. You got the war because people then will realize that they got the foot on your neck and you should have voted. That's when you'll wake up, and I understand him saying, we need to take our monies and invest in Africa. We do need to take our monies and invest in Africa. I'm just scared to catch a plane over there, but I want to go. I want to go. But I just don't get on planes unless I have to.
Yeah.
But that's just how I feel. I think that Dr. Umar is a brilliant intellect, and ain't many that can even stand in this dude's shoes. But you got to vote.
Yeah. You cannot say, don't vote. You cannot say that because people died for us to vote. You know what I'm saying? And I know people get discouraged, they go vote and then it's a different outcome. And they, and a lot of young kids say, well, why should we vote? It's still going to be the same result. But you should vote. You know what I'm saying? You should pack the line. If you can go out and me and Jules talked about this earlier, if you can go out and stand in line, to get a bag or whatever, then you should stand in line and go vote. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, if you have a case, a whole case of bag with $100 in that bag, I guarantee you they're standing in that line there and go vote then because they're getting something. Because at the end of the day, we black folks need to stop letting other people tell them what to do. We always want to tell somebody what to do. We always, if something happens, we'll walk for one week and then next week we ain't gonna do nothing. And that's why they don't give us no respect, because they know we ain't gonna stick to nothing too long. It's just a phase.
Yeah. I agree with Dr. Umar for this reason, at least for one cycle, to withdraw the vote, because that's what I was going to do before I realized that that Trump was up in the polls. I was going to withdraw my vote from the Democratic Party or any party for one cycle, because I'm tired of the Democratic Party taking my vote for granted. They take
let me ask you a question then.
that black women are just going to continuously vote. But when it's time to do something, because see, I'm still worried when my son leaves out the house to go anywhere in the car, because we do not have an anti-policing, bill or lynching, our children bill.
Are the Republicans going to give you that?
Well, you know what? I believe that if we make a statement to say, if you want my vote, you have to take up my cause.
I understand exactly what you're saying. The thing is to stop, and the Democratic Party does need to change. They're too soft. But you don't make your situation worse. You just brought it home. Why would you make your situation worse? It's not going to get better for you. Why would you make your situation worse because you want to prove a point to somebody else about something that, you could probably advocate a little harder for? It ain't about us not voting. It's about you getting 10 other people to go to the polls. Put a little bit more effort in that. That's what we need to do. Put a little bit more effort in getting people to the polls and calling and making people vote. Every time Tanya go to the polls, she carry about 5, 6, 7 people that she know ain't gonna go unless she call them. She call them and take them. But that's what has to happen. We got to be more participants in the process than just naysayers, being negative influences in it. We got to be able to tell people that Martin Luther King and John Lewis and all these people, now we want to make a point. They died. Now we want to make a point that we want to show the Democrats something for one cycle. Damn, showing the Democrats something. Get involved in your local party. Do you go to that? There's a lot that you can do to get involved. And you don't do that. People out there, you don't do it. Don't stop complaining. You got a lot of young people ain't voting at all. But when these people start putting the foot on your neck, then you feel it. Then you want to say, what can we do? Oh, hell no. You should have done something then.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I
the
agree.
first thing you need to do, you need to register to vote.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's a lot of people out there not registered to vote.
I agree.
And my thing is this: if you this the problem. Okay, I have never, and I tell me if I'm wrong, y'all too. I haven't seen nobody have call out at a park or whatever and say, we're gonna start a register to vote. Anybody that's not registered, we're gonna have this register to vote on a Saturday, all day Saturday, a half a day Saturday. I haven't seen that since when? I haven't seen it in a long time.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have it when they have the back to school things and, stuff like that. It's always in conjunction with something.
Not in Savannah. Not in Savannah. I don't
know. But back in the day when we were doing things like that, because we did do things like that, but the thing is that when we are standing out, and because they're making things hard, they're making it harder for us to vote. But when we when we stand in line in a lot of our districts where we have to stand in line 8 whole hours to vote, and then we stand in line for 8 hours or even more sometimes, and then 6 months after, a year after, we are 3 years into, or about 3 years into this administration, and many of the things that the administration said, this is what we were going to do, even at the local level. This is the things that we're going to do. The Savannah table never came about. I mean, y'all remember the Savannah table. That never came about, just like the George Floyd policing bill never came about. The only thing that we got is a federal holiday that we didn't even ask for. I didn't ask for, I didn't ask to celebrate slavery. I need to celebrate some doggone freedom. For real freedom, in the fact that I don't want my son to be subjected to a over-eager police, when he gets pulled over just for maybe his bright lights was on, they pull him over and bam, he's dead, and then they figure out a way to make it okay, So if the Asians can have a bill, not even marching, they didn't even march.
But you asking for 4 years of your son being subjected to that because you want to make a point.
It's a lifetime of us being subjected to it by going and voting. We
tell
have
him
been
to go
voting.
vote and tell him to take 20 of his friends to vote. What you say, Jamal?
Oh no, I was trying to call you and let you know something. In Savannah, they are doing voter registration, and one of the people who does it, or one of the organizations, Alpha Phi Alpha. That's what they're going to do. And the person in particular who does it for the Alphas, who's been instrumental in doing a lot of it, is Rick Brown. I think some of y'all know Rick Brown. Rick Brown is out of West Savannah. So that's why it is being done. And Sean, you're right that a lot of time when they're having these events, that's what they're doing it at. So it is being done. And that's why I wanted to just throw it out there that Rick is constantly, that is something he's notorious. And he goes, not just say at events, he will go, it's the Kroger's, it's the red and white, that's on the Geechee Road. So, and he in fact is always asking for people to say, hey, come out, join me with regard to this. So he does, and that's why I gotta say a mass shout out to Rick Brown. And Rick is out of West Savannah. So that's why I say I gotta throw that out there. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna move on to Trump. Trump has been indicted for the 3rd time, people. And that's Bernard's cousin. But this is his 3rd indictment. And he's getting what he's looking for. One thing, I told all y'all months ago and all what y'all told me. Y'all be honest now. What did I tell all of y'all? I told all of you. I said that they will indict Trump. I said they will impeach Trump. I said that they will put Trump in a court of law. I told y'all this. Trump will get his day in court. Y'all say, nah, he's doing it. I say, listen, ain't but two things scare me. Two things, God and the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
They're the two most powerful things on this planet. Okay? The devil ain't more powerful than the federal government. The devil is not more powerful than the federal government, not the United States federal government. So I think that, Trump is getting what he needs to get, and he's got another indictment coming before September the 1st. He's going to be so filled up with indictments. My problem is that these 74 million people why are they so blind to say that this man ain't did nothing when all the evidence is right there? But they want you to go to prison for something you did or I did. But it's all right for Trump to act a fool and be an idiot and break all the laws. It isn't fair. And that's why I could tell you, people have been hiding for so long. They wanted somebody like Trump. Trump is their savior. Mm-hmm. Trump is their Jesus. Trump is their Jesus. And that's why they have sit back so long and waited for somebody like him to come so that they can show who they really are. What you say, Bernard?
You're right. My thing is, you can have 200 indictments. Is you gonna send this man to prison?
No.
Because if it was Obama would have been going on the first indictment. You know what I'm saying? These folks want, like you say, Jesus. They want something to come out, and he brought them out. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, all we got to do, man, I'm telling you right now, man, all we got to do is stick together. Trump is a reality show within itself. We looking at a damn fool live and in living color.
I got a question. Why are they not making him pay a bond? Because ain't nobody, who is the bail bondsman for Trump at this point? Because I have not heard that they're saying, well, and he got 34 felony counts against him, and his bond is such and such. See, that's already unfair. That is already unfair because, Julius, when you were going through, Julius, come back to the show, please, because I need to ask this question.
Sonia, I thought, did he got bonded out with his first indictment?
No, they're not talking about bonds.
I thought he got bonded with the first one.
It's just like he goes to the court, they read him all the stuff that he's being charged with, and then they say, all right, bye.
Out the back door.
Well, bond, let me tell you what bond is, though, son. The bond is for people that they don't know whether they will appear in court. You get reconnaissance bonds, and you get let out on your own reconnaissance. That means that you are eligible. The court believes that you are not a flight risk. The court believes that you are not a risk to society. So they let you out without posting a bond. And
this man got a whole plane.
Yeah, I know. It ain't about money. Bond is not about money. Bond is about security. Bond is about being sure that you show up in court. And yes, it does affect minority people more. And that's part of what it is. Bond was put in for us, and there's a lot of black people go out on their own reconnaissance also. If they're popular enough, they get a reconnaissance bond all day long. They get out without posting anything. The judge is up to the judge.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know nothing about that because I never got my name in the system, so I don't know about all that.
Look at my friend.
And I'll be 61 next week. Hey, and I'll be 61 next week, and I'm slicky clean. I'm slicky clean.
Don't say it too loud, Bernard, because they'll try something.
That's true. Especially in Savannah. You're right.
Yeah. Be like, oh, he ain't in the system?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. Push my button. I knock somebody out. Yeah.
They'll just trail your car for a while just so that you can go over the line so that then they can pull you over and say that you had a air freshener in your window or something stupid.
Some can of tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A suspicious can of tuna. Yeah.
Well, we know that Trump, DeSantis campaign is imploding, and Trump's campaign is exploding. So we want it to explode, and we want the other one to implode. See, you got to have somebody who's scared of the American people. Trump is emboldening these people to not be scared of the American people, and so and not be scared because he can get out and say anything that he wants to say. And they all believe it. He's just like Van Johnson here in this city. He believes that if he say it, the people will believe it. And that's the problem that we have, that they say these things and they think that people are supposed to believe it. Van is notorious for saying it. Just because he said it, it's the truth. Have you ever seen this guy think that he's wrong? Never, ever. Never seen this guy think that he's wrong about nothing. You got to answer to every damn thing. Really?
Yeah.
Really. He don't go along with nothing for our community. So, but this ain't his show tonight. We'll get on him later. We're going to show the video for our last subject. And it's Stephen A. Smith. It's about a minute and a half. Y'all listen to this video. And then we'll go on to our last subject. And, we'll probably end a few minutes sooner than what we used to. But
I'm quite disturbed as I sit here, and I'm trying to keep my cool. Ron DeSantis, part of the things that he was pushing for came to light, and essentially it was about teaching folks that there were benefits that African Americans received while being enslaved. And his cabinet, his campaign, and his cabinet, all of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. For this to even be a subject that's open for debate in the year 2023 is shameful.
Nobody is teaching the benefits of slavery. They're simply teaching how you acquired this skill while enslaved that ultimately benefited you later on down the road. Really? Why even try to find a positive out of something so egregious, something so insidious, where millions of lives were lost? Our ancestors jumped into the ocean, maybe shark-infested waters, just to avoid being enslaved. Murders, rape, maiming, torture. All of these things happen. Why are we talking about a subject like that and saying, let's highlight some of the benefits? Why? Why? Why would you do that?
Could it be because you're not black and you have no idea of the historical, subliminal, emotional, spiritual, soulful impact it's had on a race of people? Why even bring it up? Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, man. I think when I heard that, man, I had to stop and pull on the side because I had people in the van.
But you know what?
Really? Come on now. Stop. Wait. Come on. What? We benefited for what? Oh, we done got hung by the trees. We done got dragged. We done got beaten. But we benefit for that. So we got this job and that job. Man, really? These damn folks done lost their mind. They done lost their mind at the end of the day. Normally, I don't agree with Stephen on too much, but I agree on that one. And for anybody to think some foolishness like that, they done lost their mind. They done lost their mind, man. And I am so tired of people in this country. I'm gonna be straight honest with y'all. I can't stand this country. This is one of the most hypocrite country in the world. They suckers, they dried out, they evil. They damn evil. And they do all that to us because we allow them to do it. And when enough gonna be enough, I'm telling you right now, you slap me, I'm gonna slap you back. And that'll be the first time I go to jail at the end of the day. Really? Our people done beaten and hung and dragged. Emmett Till, man, they beat them and they put us ties up and they dropped them in the water. And man, please, man, y'all a damn fool.
But this is the part that kills me. When are the Black teachers going to stand up in Florida and say, I will not teach? I won't teach. When are the Black parents going to say, I will not send my children to school? Because see, for every day that a child is out of school, they don't get paid by the federal government. That's why, they're always with the attendance thing. If the Black teachers and the Black parents would just get together and say, I'm not gonna work, period. I'm gonna go on strike, period. And the teacher and the parents would say, we're not, no matter what we have to do, because it would only take less than 30 days or about 30 days of them saying, my children won't come to school until you change your racist policies in trying to whitewash our history. If they would do that, then the policies would change. But what was most egregious is that on that board that changed this policy, they had one token Black man, and I think he was a professor or something, saying, well, they were kind of, if you look at it, it depends on how you look at it. And I just wanted to reach through my TV and choke the living shiz out of him, because I'm just like, dude, how much did they pay you to be a token of your caliber and be this idiotic towards your whole race? Really? And he was an older white Black man.
Yeah. Well, this is my take on it. I am glad that Ron DeSantis showed up. I am. I'm seriously, I am glad that Ron DeSantis showed up, because in Florida, Black people have been complacent for too long, and Ron DeSantis is showing them what they need to do. Now, I'm going to take it in a different direction than what you're taking it, Sandra. I don't think that they should be talking about the teachers not teaching and the people not sending their kids to school. I think it goes back to the responsibility is on some other people. We're doing our part. What are the preachers doing? It's a church on every corner in the Black community. Are you advocating? Are you registering people to vote? What are you doing, pastors? You are failing the whole race. You are failing. Every one of you out there are not doing what you're supposed to do. You got Pastor Smalls every day on the front line by himself. By himself every day. And you got pastors all over this country not doing a damn thing but collecting tithes. And you want me to follow you to nowhere. Can't follow you nowhere. Because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. All you're doing is riding in Cadillacs and building big houses. Who the hell gonna follow you somewhere?
Yeah.
You should be leading. You got all these people that you could say, the whole church, come go with me. We going to the polls. You telling them to come put their money in that damn tithe box. No, we got to put the responsibility where it lies. No blame no teachers and tell them not to go to work. Hell no, go to work. You got to teach those kids. What you got to do is blame those pastors. Blame those parents. That's who you blame. The ones who think it's too cold to go vote. The ones who don't want to get a raincoat or umbrella and go vote. The ones who think the line too damn long. That's who you blame. Stop blaming the wrong people.
But see, waiting for the date to vote, that's too long. See, because it needs to be an immediate reaction to an immediate situation. And yes, I agree that the pastors should be speaking out and saying, oh no, this should not work. But the teachers that have to teach the history or the math or however they trying to put it together, the social studies, they should be saying this is wrong. And the parents, they shouldn't have to wait until, yes, go vote. Yes, go vote. But before they go vote, they should be out there with picket signs and saying, my children are not coming back until you change.
Well,
change it back.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bernard. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna tell you what some of the pastors at. They preaching in the pulpit, and when they go home, they get that man out the closet. So that's what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? And that's straight up, man. You know, it's real. And I'm like this here. If my sperm was strong enough to have some kids, I put them in homeschooling. You know, but that ain't gonna happen because ain't strong enough to have no more kids. So at the end of the day, you got to. Man, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Sonia. I understand what you're saying, but man, it come to a point where, we have to go. And I always say this: I thank Martin Luther King for everything he did in this country. I really do. But I'm floating on with Malcolm X. By any means necessary, we got to save ourselves. By any means necessary.
Bernard, but you don't mean that, though, Bernard.
Yes, I do. You don't. Wait. I mean it. I mean it.
But listen to this, though, Bernard. Okay, because by any means necessary, right? Remember back, well, you don't remember it, but you close enough to it to remember it. Back in the civil rights movement, they meant by any means necessary. So they meant if we have to walk to work for weeks or months or however we got to get to work, we're not getting on the buses until we can freely get on the bus.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But the problem with us today is that nobody wants to sacrifice anything. Nobody wants to be disturbed, or they don't want their lives to be disturbed. Oh, well, what I'm going to do with these kids if they home with me?
Yeah. Well, you're right. You got a good point on that. But all by any means necessary didn't mean everything you just said. By any means necessary, it can go to your left too now.
That's true.
You can go to the left too.
They had,
and I ain't trying to. I'm not. Trust me. Let me say this. My opinion and what I'm saying do not have anything to do with our black media. Just Bernard Brown opinion. So let's get that straight. So that's my thing. You got to do what you got to do to protect your family. At the end of the day.
They say America, you hate America?
Not me, not myself, America. Good, not myself. I'm a different kind of America. I'm a different kind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
okay.
Seriously, I'm not gonna let nobody come in my house that don't live there.
Okay. I'm gonna have the last word and just say this. It's a long time coming that we need to hold the right people accountable. The church was all we had 50, 60 years ago. And the church has gotten away from doing what it should be doing. You got pastors out there that are on the front line, and I'm talking about prominent pastors. You got some other pastors. You got and I know I missed some. Pastor Larry Gordon, Pastor Rufus Bright. They're out there with Pastor Leonard Smalls. But you got to have other pastors that say, I'm going to bring my flock with me. You're feeding these people poison every week. And if you don't come out to do what you're supposed to do, to raise up a people and to give them, I'd rather you have all those people die in the streets than be a slave behind the doors. You can't not fight. You have to fight for what you believe in. And I say this all the time. We're in a sunken place. And if the pastors would just stand up, you got all these people going to church. We got 980 churches here in Savannah, 950 or 850, something like that. 900 churches in Savannah, in Chatham County. You know, so that means there's one on every corner. We only have that many street corners. You know, I passed by the other day. I said, "Damn, there's 3 churches right there in the same block off of Main Street." What the hell? I mean, but think about it. You got all this power, and all y'all want to have is a meeting so you can find out when the next revival is, so y'all can all come to each other's church. Ain't damn that. I'm just being real, man. I'm tired of it. Yeah. These pastors have they have an obligation to the people. They have an obligation to God, and they are not doing what they're supposed to do. And any of them got a problem with it, call me, and I'll tell you. Because if I didn't see you out there, if you ain't out here advocating on your platform every day, damn a nonprofit. Who the hell give a damn about a nonprofit when the whole world is going to hell? Nonprofit, 5013C. Who the hell care? Better get some profits.
Hey.
You called. You ain't called to do nothing but take some money. And then if you don't like it, call me. You got my number. You got y'all can come on this show. Especially the ones that's selling out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're right.
You go there, but y'all took me there.
But Wolverine came out there. You're right. And not only that, and we need to go down there to City Hall and clean some houses or clean some desks or something, man. You know, so
you could clean City Hall out.
That's it.
In a bunch of cities in Chatham County. We coming. You know. Ain't a damn thing you could do about it. Anyway, last words. Real quick.
Great show. Hey, good to see you, Sonya. Hey,
nice.
It was deep. Guys. Y'all got deep. Y'all got 110% deep today.
That Rufus say he fight for the people. He was raised by a civil rights woman. You was. And we need more pastors to step up. Stop worrying about what the take is and wanting to ask them to give a little bit more. No, you give a little bit more, pastors. All y'all out there. You know, don't like it, call something. Don't like it, call Bernard.
Yeah, let the church say amen. Let the church say amen.
All right. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Don't forget Ebony Sports Reporters tomorrow at 8 p.m. We got 3 shows tomorrow. We got Mona Lisa Monroe at 10 a.m. Y'all know we got Litway Community Baptist Church at 8, but not tomorrow at 10 because Mona Lisa comes on at 10. At 6 o'clock, you got Taking the Journey Together, Love and Relationship Show with the Sharon and Craig Butts. And then at 8 o'clock, you got those handsome guys on Ebony Sports Reporters. All right?
All right, y'all.
All right.
Have a good night.
Y'all be good. Love y'all. One love.
And pastors, get out the pulpit and get in the streets.
And get those men's out the closet.
Like that. like this.